of Chori.
Well, we got to know about this letter and the contents of this so-called letter from the media. And it's very surprising. The timing is very surprising. The fact that it has been leaked to the media is also very surprising. It shows that how nervous this government is because of the vote chori by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, because of the yatra, a very successful yatra in Bihar, and because of the warning that Mr. Gandhi gave that a hydrogen bomb kind of an expose is coming soon. And this warning has made the Prime Minister personally very nervous. And we are told that our phones are being intercepted. We don't mind. Please intercept our phones. No issues at all. But do not play with the security. Do not politicize the security of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. After all, he's lost his own father, his grandmother.
On the one hand, Congress party says that Rahul Gandhi's life is in danger within the country, amongst Indians. And then on the other hand, Rahul Gandhi treats his own security so trivially when he goes abroad, as if he feels very secure when he is abroad. Question is that Rahul Gandhi, who is never given to following the rules and protocols within the country, is also breaking his own security protocols allegedly when he's out of the country. So therefore one would hope that Rahul Gandhi will not indulge in such kind of immature behavior. And also what is there to hide?
Dynamic explosive आपको सबूत देने वाले हैं. पूरे देश में नारा चल रहा है, वोट चोर गद्दी छोड़ का नारा चल रहा है, आग जैसे फैल रहा है, क्योंकि सच्चाई है और हम आपको दिखाएंगे. हिंदुस्तान के युवा आप अच्छी तरह सुनिए, सच्चाई है कि वोट चोरी करके सरकारें बन रही हैं. हम गारंटी करके आपको प्रूफ देने वाले हैं. बीजेपी के लोग एजिटेट हो रहे हैं, मैं उनसे कहना चाहता हूं.
And that brings us to the big questions on which the buck stops here. Is there really something sinister about Rahul Gandhi travelling without his security, especially on foreign soil? Or is the CRPF and by association, the government and the Bharatiya Janata Party trying to use this security issue simply to insinuate some ulterior motive and perhaps to divert from the main issue of vote chori and to convey a false impression about Rahul Gandhi? Joining us today on the show, we have Dr. Karuna Sagar, spokesperson of the Congress. He's also been former DGP of Tamil Nadu. Rakesh Sinha, former Rajya Sabha MP of the BJP. Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist and political analyst. Tushar Gupta. But I'll start with you, Dr. Karuna Sagar. Why? Why leave without security, especially when the Congress itself is saying that there is serious threat to his life? He has lost his grandmother. He has lost his father. The country is giving you security. Why do you want to travel without it?
Thank you, Padmaja. Good evening to you and good evening to your viewers. What we see today is a deliberate dead cat theory in action, a crude and desperate ploy to divert attention from the explosive truths that Rahul Gandhi ji has fearlessly raised after his groundbreaking 7th August press conference exposing the massive vote chori scam and the silence of the Election Commission of India. The BJP government is visibly rattled. This diversion is designed to drown out the national echo of vote chor gaddi chhod and avoid answering why the ECI refuses to respond. This entire campaign is being run to intimidate Rahul Gandhi before he comes out with his hydrogen bomb expose that he has promised of evidence on vote chori, a truth that has rattled the BJP and the government to the core. And you rightly in your opening remarks said that basically you were saying that there is a certain motive behind making this letter public.
No, I didn't say that. I said the Congress is alleging it. My question is, that is your allegation. My question is, Dr. Karuna Sagar, you have been a DGP. You must have done countless VVIP trips to Tamil Nadu when you were DGP there. Everyone knows that if a VIP comes without his security detail or her security detail, it's a massive headache. When he is a Z plus protectee, why travel without it? There is a threat to his life. Why travel without it?
No, he has been traveling with his security, but you know, mass leaders, and we have other DGP also, very senior DGP on the show, and he'll bear me out. That mass leaders always has an issue with security. But here, the point is, what is the timing? The timing that this letter and this
Dr.
letter should have
Karnasagar,
been
what
confidential.
masses is he addressing in Italy, Vietnam, Dubai, Qatar, London and Malaysia? It's not like he's going to Raebareli, Amethi without security. There he takes his security, where he actually has to mingle with the masses. Why would you be scared of taking your security to Qatar and Dubai? What masses does he have to meet there? It's not like his security is getting in the middle of some, people-to-people contact that he needs to do in Italy.
See, Padmaja, his travels and the security detail should have been between him, the protectee, and CRPF, who is giving the protection, the protecting agency. But making it public, you are also creating security hazards for his future travels, because you are giving confidential information. It's a privileged information between an agency and the protectee.
But Dr. Karnasagar, isn't it a bigger hazard that he's not traveling without the security? Sure, I take your point that this should not be made public. People should not know that he is traveling unaccompanied. My question is, if you're worried that the leaking of this information is a threat, shouldn't you be even more worried that his being out there without his Z plus security is an even bigger threat? And may I gently point out, look at these visuals on your screen right now. Multiple occasions, and in fact in every single one of these trips we have seen Mr. Gandhi being recognized, and rightly so. He is a very senior member of parliament. He is recognized at some or the other airport. There will be some or the other blogger who will stop him. There will be somebody who will photograph in Malaysia. There will be somebody who will say hi to him at the airport. Now what if that person ends up being some kind of fanatic? What if he decides to do something, God forbid, to Mr. Rahul Gandhi? Isn't that a danger? This is the time of social media. Everyone can track you. Everyone who knows who Mr. Rahul Gandhi is. Dr. Sagar?
You see, he travels to a certain destination in a private capacity, and he wants to maintain the privacy of his trip, and which is his prerogative. Any protectee has a prerogative of deciding how to travel.
Okay, fair. So that's a prerogative. Rakesh Sinha, he is going on a private trip. He doesn't want the intrusiveness of having his security detail. Why are you making this information public? Why are you making it into a tamasha?
It is the duty of the Indian state. It is rather a moral and constitutional duty to protect all those national leaders who have security threat, who are known as very important persons. Rahul Gandhi is not a small man. He belongs to a party which ruled the country. He is leader of opposition. Now, what he has to disguise, he has to answer. When he is not taking the security outside the country, then it must be something which he wants to hide from the security agency. Privacy does not mean that you will not take the security. So then I think that he is also creating a trouble for the security agencies on the one hand and the Indian state on the other hand. The Bharatiya Janata Party is not interested in discoursing his life. We are just interested in that he should be protected wherever he goes. No security agency intervene. Suppose I go to some hotels, I go to some friend's house. My security does not intervene there. They just protect me outside the house. They just check it whether I am safe or not safe. This is simple equation. No, it does not require any Newton's method and Newton's science.
But sir, when you were an MP, you also must have travelled. If you went on a vacation, did you take your security with you? Maybe you're just going with your family, Mr. Sinha.
What happened that when I used to go, I'm just telling that I was going to Parliament and there was no special arrangement for the security agency, those who stay outside the Parliament. So many times I told security agency to stay at home and I would go. But I got a telephone call from the agency that why don't you take the security agency? It is not bothering what facility they have, they don't have. You have to take it. If you are not taking it, there is some motive behind that.
Okay.
And that motive is dangerous.
Okay, Dr. Sagar, what is the motive? It all boils down to this. What are you hiding?
Policy makers.
That's what Rakesh Sinha is saying again and again. What are you hiding? What's the motive?
Let me complete. He spoke.
Okay, let him respond to this. Dr. Sagar, what is he hiding?
One more thing I'm adding.
I'm just coming back to you, Mr. Sinha. What is he hiding, Dr. Sagar?
There is nothing hiding. You see, he has been traveling in his personal capacity and he wants to keep his personal trips as personal. But point is, why this time this letter has been made public? If CRPF has written, it should have been in the directly between CRPF and the protective Mr. Rahul Gandhi. But by making this letter public, there is a vendetta. There is a political vendetta, and that is very obvious.
Rakesh Sinha ji, is there a vendetta? Why make it public? This was privileged information.
SIR movement and Bihar. The vote Adhikar Yatra
even the common man understands that Congress is contesting the timing. Congress is contesting the timing. The core question is not taking these security agencies. Why? What privacy he wants to maintain? All national leaders have private life. Means something in private life which he want to disguise, that is important for this country because he's a leader of opposition. He's meeting with the people, he wants to disguise, and I have serious allegation that he has relationship with the people who wants to break India. The people who wants to destroy Indian democracy. And this vote stealing, that vote chore, this is a slogan. This is not a hollow slogan. By this he is trying to demean the Indian democracy, which had never happened, even during the emergency.
Okay.
Even during the emergency, we opposed Indira Gandhi. We opposed Congress party authoritarianism. We have not opposed democracy.
Okay, you're making a very serious charge, but is there any evidence? Mr. Sinha, is there any evidence?
Indian people.
You're saying, Tushar Gupta, Rakesh Sinha is saying that he is meeting Break India forces. But such a charge cannot just be made flippantly. Where is the evidence? And if indeed that is happening, there could be some intelligence. Why not take action against him? Just to suggest that he is leaving behind his security to meet Break India forces, that's a very serious charge. Tushar Gupta.
Padmaja, Rahul Gandhi has Z-plus security, and that involves a lot of personnel with very advanced weapons. This is no joke. Now, the problem is that if someone spots him at an airport abroad, like he was spotted in Bahrain airport, there were just some random people taking a short video of him walking at the check-in counter. You do not know which one is a fanatic. And tomorrow, God forbid, if any untoward accident happens, the Congress will quickly pin the blame on the BJP that you are in the center, you allowed this to happen. Now, the second way of looking at it. Rahul Gandhi wants privacy. Rahul Gandhi doesn't want to have this intrusive security when he travels abroad. Look, then he shouldn't sign up for Z-plus security. It's that simple. When he's in India, when he was campaigning in Bihar recently, a young boy just tried to climb up the jeep he was on. And he was pushed away by the security personnel, which is correct thing to do. I'm not questioning that. But if Rahul Gandhi feels very open traveling abroad, I don't know what he's trying to imply. So it's very simple. The government should offer a declaration to Rahul Gandhi. Either you give up your Z-plus security, either you downgrade it, or you follow the protocols. There cannot be any midway here. Z-plus security is no joke. It doesn't work at the convenience of Rahul Gandhi. It works for Rahul Gandhi. It doesn't work to intrude Rahul Gandhi's work. It actually works to support Rahul Gandhi's work. And also, Congress leaders are always talking about mass leader, mass leader, mass leader. Mass leader doesn't lose 90 elections in a decade. Mass leader doesn't have very secret trips abroad. That's not how mass leaders operate.
Okay, is it right to keep calling it a secret trip? I will come to that in just a second. But Neeraj, how do we know it's a secret trip? He's just saying it's a private trip. I want to go abroad, I want to vacation, I want to stay at a resort. I don't want, 25 men lurking in every corner, Tushar Gupta. Why can you call it a secret trip? It is a private trip, not a secret trip.
Padmaja is, no, the problem is the questions arise when these trips happen between the elections. Now imagine which kind of a mass leader goes for a trip abroad for a couple of days in between election campaign, which happened during the Lok Sabha elections. That is why they are termed as secret elections.
Neeraj Chaudhary, it is slightly counterintuitive that again and again the Congress party itself has alleged that there have been breaches in Rahul Gandhi's security. Within India, this has happened multiple times. In Assam in January 2024, the Congress party said that the Bharat Jodo Yatra security cordon had been breached. They had registered a serious objection to that. And remember, this was a time when the Bharat Jodo Yatra was going across the country. Cut to when he entered Delhi, at that time as well, the Congress said that there is a problem in his security. The protocol was breached when the Bharat Jodo Yatra reached its Delhi leg. Again, at that time, there was a complaint. The CRPF reported violation of the security perimeter in December 2022 when the Bharat Jodo Yatra reached Delhi. And then in Amethi, in 2019, security lapsed when Rahul Gandhi was filing his nomination in Amethi. Now, when the party says, Neeja Chaudhary, that enough attention is not being paid to his security, when you get it, why do you leave it behind? Is there any merit in saying that there is something underhand in these trips abroad between elections?
Look, I think there are two main points here. One, should the desire for privacy be equated to something that the person is, trying to hide? In this case, a very senior leader of the opposition, is he, is there a breach of security because he wants to hide? He's doing something anti-national, etc. And I would say we should not equate it with that at all. But the CRPF and the security agencies are tasked to safeguard his life and his being. That's a very important task given to them. And they don't want to take any chances at all. They're not worried about whether you're reaching out to the masses or not. Therefore, can a VVIP like Rahul Gandhi, the Prime Minister of India, the President of India, Vice President of India, can they forego their privacy, their right to privacy, when they come in that category? It's an unfortunate thing, but it's a reality. And I think the security forces would be even more worried since he's the leader of the opposition. There's a lot of toing and froing and accusations and counter-accusations between the ruling side and the opposition, since two people from his family, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and his own father, were killed. So I think Rahul Gandhi's life has to be protected and the government has to be very serious about it.
But the government says we're serious. Rahul Gandhi is not serious because he keeps leaving his security behind. That's what they're saying. We are concerned. We're serious.
That's the point I want to make, that as a start, you're absolutely right when you said, they need not have gone public, at least not initially, unless he was saying, no, I'm not going to listen to you. I would also like to know what is Rahul Gandhi's version in this. But because there's such a huge trust deficit between the two sides, it's not possible for somebody senior to pick up the phone and say, this has happened, the CRPF saying that, what really happened, how do we sort it out? It would have been sorted out in the next hour or so.
I am guessing, Neeja ji, one of the triggers for this information being made public could be the fact that in August 2025, Ajay Rai, the UP chief of the Congress, he wrote to the Home Minister and said that the security for Rahul Gandhi should be enhanced. He said that there should be even more cover. Perhaps that could be one reason where the CRPF came back and said, listen, he has enough of a security cover, but he's simply not taking it with him. Can we conflate the need for privacy, Bikram Singh ji, with some kind of secrecy? Is it normal for VIPs to offload their security when on a private vacation or a private trip? How do we
Good evening,
see this?
Padmaja ji. Good evening, Padmaja ji and fellow esteemed panelists. I have done security for a good 36 years. That for late Mr. Rajiv Gandhi ji, late Mrs. Indira Gandhi ji, and I know what I'm talking about. Allegations come and allegations go, politics come and politics go. But the security of the VIP is non-negotiable. And that is the job of the security force, to see that the security of the protectee is foolproof and fail-proof, and it continues to be invincible. Now the question of privacy and the personal space, that also has to be respected by both. A working relationship between the force that is giving the security cover and the protectee. There has to be a close working relationship and a coordination. And there are established standard operating procedures to ensure that if there is a glitch or that they're both not on the same page, then there is regular coordination between the protectee and the force also. But you are very right. One thing that I have my reservations about, that this business of coming out in the open could have been best avoided. Whether it is from any quarter, this should not have happened because it is not in good taste. Number two, private space and personal space, of course it can be given. And I have given that to my VIPs. as Mr. Sinha very rightly mentioned, somebody going inside a friend's house, going into a personal party, the protection stays outside the perimeter, and that is the perimeter security. They don't just barge into the sitting spaces, the dining areas, and elsewhere. Therefore, it is the job of a professional protecting force to give that space and ensure the protection. I have done that. It doesn't mean that I breathe down on somebody's neck. I breathe down and make him life difficult. That, of course, then you're absolutely unprofessional. In fact, let me tell you, I was ticked off by late Mr. Rajiv Gandhi when I was SP Nainital. What kind of an officer are you? I asked you not to put a single policeman here, and you put up a battalion of armed policemen. Sir, it is your job to tell me and give orders, but the orders that will be implemented will be by the Blue Book and also by the standard operating procedure. It is not a matter of choice. It is a not matter. And then, of course, he had the magnanimity to say sorry, and then he went for a picnic along with the entire family, in that included Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka ji, and Sonia ji. But that is history.
Okay.
You have to take.
So security is not a choice. Karuna Sagar, answer that. And nobody is breathing down your neck. You can have your privacy and yet ensure security. Again, it comes down to, is it because you don't want the government to know, your security agencies to know where you are? Why not take them with you when they're giving you adequate space and distance? The protocol is absolutely clear now.
Padmaja, the BJP spokesperson was very clear. They are not bothered about Rahul Gandhi's security. He is leveling allegation that he is going abroad and meeting anti-national forces. And that is the agenda. The BJP agenda is that.
Because they're saying it seems suspicious.
That is why this letter has been made public.
They're saying it seems suspicious.
So they are not concerned about security.
Suspicious.
They are not concerned about protocols.
No, protocol, they are concerned about security.
See, today,
security is paramount. And when you are willing to let go of your security, when you are willing to compromise your security, one wonders why. That is why they are saying, tell us, what do you do? Why don't you want the security to know where you are going?
See, as you said, today is a day of social media, and anybody who's anywhere is always people know.
But
so
sir, the security cannot come to know from social media. You can't expect the CRPF to be checking Rahul Gandhi's Twitter to see where he's traveling around the world. And you can't expect them to extend their security via Twitter. They need to be right next to him. They need to be physically present. Social media is hardly any guarantee of security, but it seems your intentions, Mr. Sinha, are malified. Why did this information get out?
30 seconds to respond.
30 seconds, Mr. Sinha. Why did this information get out?
You know, the core question is that why he refused to take security outside the country. This is the core question. And it is supplemented by, it is the responsibility of the Indian state to protect him. Now, these two things people have to answer. Common people can understand that if I refuse to take security outside the country, this means there is a hidden motive. I don't want to get revealed. What I do inside the room, no security man intervene. What I do in a hotel, no security man make interference. I go to your studio, no security man reach to there. I am talking to you, I am dining with you, nobody intervene. Their duty is to protect me. If I refuse to get protected, this means I want some super privacy. That super privacy I want to know. And my question is
super privacy, Dr. Sagar? Super privacy, that's a new term. What is this super privacy and what's the intention?
He would unsettle the Indian democracy, he would unsettle the Narendra Modi government.
Super privacy, Dr. Sagar.
Padmaja, the BJP spokesperson has been only leveling allegations and leveling absolutely baseless, ridiculous allegations. And that is the purpose. The use of CRPF security in charges later and making it public is basically part of an agenda. And the agenda
Tushar
is
Gupta,
to
is this agenda timed to try and take the wind out of the sails of vote chori campaign? Okay, Mr. Sagar is quite clear that this is all agenda. And the timing is suspect.
No, if it's agenda, Rahul Gandhi should call a press conference tomorrow and say that he doesn't want Z plus security. He can manage with private security. If the Z plus security given by the government is intrusive, it sort of interferes with Rahul Gandhi's wisdom and clarity of thoughts, have the government withdraw it. It's that simple. Again, one of the former professionals on security just pointed this out. Security is no joke. It has to be followed by protocols. Rahul Gandhi can be a mass leader, a mass loser, no one cares. Protocols supersede everything. And if Rahul Gandhi thinks that those protocols are interfering with his job, he can come in tomorrow, do a press conference. He loves press conferences anyway, and say that the government should
No, but isn't the timing suspect?
Right away,
He's saying that I am ready with my hydrogen bomb, and suddenly this comes out of nowhere. What prompted the CRPF to make this letter public?
There is no hydrogen bomb, Padmaja. Let's be very honest. There is no hydrogen bomb. I can tell you today on your show what will happen. He'll pull up the Haryana election. He'll say this is the electoral roll. We were winning in the beginning. Then BJP flipped the election because they had fraudulent electoral rolls, and this is how they won.
Be that as it may, isn't the timing suspect? Why is this information public?
No, absolutely
Everyone
not.
agrees the information
Padmaja,
shouldn't have been public.
Padmaja, Rahul Gandhi is on a political stunt every 3 months. You then tell me, should the centre or the CRPF not even discuss the security protocols if they are being violated? Rahul Gandhi's politics.
Okay, does there need to be more information, Neeja Chaudhary, on this? Because there has always been this sort of veil of secrecy around Rahul Gandhi's trips, especially when he goes abroad. Within India, he never has any problem with any privacy being invaded. Why is it that only on foreign soil there are such concerns? That's what any layperson will think. And the BJP is saying that is because there is an ulterior motive. Should there be more information put out about this?
Given the fact that it has gone public the way it has, we would like to have more information, particularly from Rahul Gandhi, about what he has to say. But at the end of the day, I agree with those, the VVIPs of our country do not have privacy as a luxury beyond a point. And the rules don't make a distinction between Rahul Gandhi when he's a private individual and Rahul Gandhi when he's an LOP, and that security should not be there when he's private individual or should be there when he's LOP. The state is tasked to make sure that he is safeguarded.
Absolutely.
I'll have lots of questions to ask.
Absolutely. And Bikram Singh, as somebody who has been responsible for the security of Rahul Gandhi's father himself, what would you say to the leader of opposition today if he is watching you and maybe planning another trip minus his security? What would you say to him as a former DGP?
Padmaja's security is not a laughing matter. There are certain well laid out protocols and SOPs, and they have to be respected both by the force and by the protectee. There has to be a close coordination and emotional harmony between the protectee and the force also. Both have to respect each other's constraints. And then the protocols and the SOPs are inviolable. And even if the protectee has to manage his privacy and personal space, so be it. But security has to be fail-proof, foolproof. Otherwise, there will be disastrous consequences for both the parties. That will be quoting the recipe of disaster. Therefore, not at the cost of personal space or privacy, security has to be ensured primarily. And if I'm not able to abide by rules, very well said, then perhaps I need to change my security outfit. But if it is Z plus rule books gives no leverage or any scope of any deviation from the established norms or any discretion at any given point of time. The discretion is limited to maybe about 5%, but within that 5%, if the private space and the privacy is maintained, otherwise it is very difficult. Somebody has to manage, and the protectee has to manage his affairs in a manner that his security is not compromised.
Absolutely. I'll leave it at that. The privacy of every individual is important, but for politicians, people in public life, it becomes a bit of a luxury, because today Rahul Gandhi is not just a private individual. He is the leader of opposition in the Parliament of India. In the debate between privacy and security, the buck stops here. Thanks very much, gentlemen and Neeja Chaudhary, for joining me. The other big story that we are getting to you today are the RSS and government at loggerheads. Today, the last nail would have been hammered into the coffin of that rumor, at least, because today, as RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat turned 75, the Prime Minister himself penned a rare tribute to him. In his blog, the Prime Minister said that Mohan Bhagwat is a leader who embodies the principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and has dedicated his life to societal transformation and strengthening the spirit of harmony and fraternity. He also commended the RSS chief for bringing his own strength, intellectual depth and empathetic leadership to the role of Sarsanchalak And all of this inspired by the principle of nation first. Mind you, this is important because the RSS also enters its centenary year and the Prime Minister also turns 75 this month itself. And all of this is significant. It all adds up because after the 2024 elections, BJP's rivals have insisted that increasingly there is a growing chasm between the Sarkar and the Sangh. Most waited with bated breath to see if the RSS will nudge out Mr. Modi from Prime Ministership once he turns 75. But both men, it seems, have set up all such critics only for disappointment. And that's why today the Congress and TMC viewed the Prime Minister's praise for the RSS chief with a degree of suspicion and even said that this over-the-top tribute, their words, not mine, is an insurance policy against forced retirement at 75.
इस संगठन के बारे में मोदी जी ने इतनी तारीफ की है, मोदी जी डरे हुए हैं और ये म्यूचुअल जिसे कहा जाए एक दूसरे पे, क्योंकि 75 इयर्स का जो उन्होंने कहा तो मोदी जी के 75 इयर्स है, 17 तारीख को तो उन्हें लग रहा है कि भाई अब तो रिटायर करना पड़ेगा।
आरएसएस पे भी बैन लगा था इसी देश में और आरएसएस जो है, आरएसएस के प्रमुख के बर्थडे में मैं उनको बधाई देना चाहता हूँ, परंतु मुसलमानों के खिलाफ ही बात करना, हिंदू राष्ट्र बनाना और जो है एक तरफ हमारे मोहन भागवत साहब बहुत सी बात करते हैं, मुसलमानों के लिए अच्छी बातें करते हैं, दूसरी तरफ मोहन भागवत साहब की ताकत से ही बीजेपी चल रही है।
Mohan Bhagwat issued a statement regarding the age limit for a political leader. Many people says that it is directed towards the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, because he is also attaining at the age of 75 years. So, in turn, now Narendra Modi is again and again praising Mohan Bhagwat ji to get some mark from him.
Modi's tribute to Bhagwat ji is not respect, it is a sycophancy. A signal to RSS leadership, don't apply 75 to me.
And that brings us to the key questions on which the buck stops here. What does one make of what the PM has penned about Mohan Bhagwat? Is this really mutual respect of two fellow travellers or an effort, like the Congress says, to seek insurance policy from retirement? Let me put that question. Rakesh Sinha continues with us. Bhavna Jain of the Congress joins us, along with political analyst Ashutosh and Hindol Sen Gupta. Professor Hindol Sen Gupta, historian and professor of international relations at OP Jindal University. Let me ask you first, Rakesh ji, is this an insurance policy? Congress is saying, and I quote, Modi ji डरे हुए हैं, उनको लग रहा है कि इस बर्थडे पे उनको रिटायर कर दिया जाएगा, तो वो मोहन जी को, जैसे कहते हैं हिंदी में, मान मनोबल कर रहे हैं।
I am not bothered about what Congress said. I am bothered about the degeneration of political culture in this country. That when you are congratulating someone on birthday and deliberating, interpreting his life, mission and role, you are interpreting in terms of political loss and key. We praised Gandhi because Congress party wanted some insurance. Some people in Congress party praised Jawaharlal Nehru because they want insurance. I think this is genuinely the erosion of the political culture which had been very healthier in 1950s, 60s and 70s, even during the Indira Gandhi regime. This Congress party under the leadership of Sonia and Rahul, they don't bother about the Indian tradition. They don't know the importance of birthday. It is not only the using cake cutting. It is not only this. Birthday is celebrated for a man's role in the society. Mohan Bhagwat is not a small man. He has been last 50 years, he left home and hearth for the social services. He is heading the RSS for almost 25 years, his leadership as Sarkarjwa and the Sarsangh Chalak. And most important thing is that in the crisis hour, when the Hindu tourism narrative was initiated by the Congress party and the entire Hindu society was blamed all over the country, Hindu civilization, Hindu culture. That time Mohan Bhagwat ji led the RSS and changed the entire narrative of the country. The erosion of the meaning of the Hindu, it became shrinked. Now Mohan Bhagwat ji has again unfolded the progressive unfoldment of the meaning of the Hindu term, Hindu narrative. That has been deliberated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in his article. This is a special occasion. He turned 75. He turned 75. Narendra Modi ji himself a pracharak. Pracharak, he explained, pracharak does not mean a propagandist. Here, pracharak in the Sangh tradition means the man who leaves home and earth and lives for the society, lives on the basis of society, lives on the resources of the society. His home, his family is entire nation. I have a lot of example. The person born in Kerala and lived his life in Meghalaya entire life.
Okay,
a person
Ashutosh
born
is
in
smiling.
Maharashtra lived his life in Bihar entire life.
Ashutosh is smiling. He's, Rakesh Sinha is saying that this was a respectful tribute, which is being seen through a political lens. Is that how degenerate politics is in the present day?
I don't want to comment on the degeneration of the political ecosystem today, because then the whole debate will turn into a different direction. Let's forget about it. The issue is that it's very simple. Now, with this letter, with this article which Mr. Narendra Modi has written about Mohan Bhagwat, it's very clear that who is the boss? Who is the boss?
Who's the boss?
Who is the boss? And
who is the boss? What's the answer? Who is the boss?
CEO of a political vertical has finally realized that chairman is there, and as a CEO you have to report to him. And I will not say, see, I think I don't buy this speculation that Mr. Mohan Bhagwat wanted to remove Narendra Modi from the prime ministership. I think neither the Mohan Bhagwat is too shill, not Narendra Modi is too.
No, Ashutosh, I don't want to leave this in the realm of vagueness. Who is the CEO and who is the chairman? Just answer your question. Who is the boss?
Mr. Narendra Modi is the CEO of the political vertical of the entire conglomerate called RSS. And in the RSS family, it is the Sar Sangh Chalak who is the number one, who is the chief. He's the chairman. There is absolutely no doubt about it.
So Mohan Bhagwat is the boss, and you're saying that this tribute was forced from a subordinate writing praises for his boss.
Of course, there's no doubt about it. There's absolutely no doubt. In my mind, there is no... See, BJP is one of the verticals. RSS runs more than 40 verticals. There are 40 organizations. BJP has grown beyond its limit. And he being the prime minister, obviously, it requires an extra space for him. And the RSS had given him that space in the last 10 years.
Okay.
But if you see, but if you look at the way Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has been commenting and speaking about Narendra Modi not taking directly his name, but वो जो अपने आप को ईश्वर समझने लगे और स्वयं सेवक तो कभी अहंकार नहीं करता और विपक्ष जो होता है और सत्ता पक्ष दोनों मिलके चलते हैं, and about 75 years. So it was a very subtle way of telling the CEO of the vertical that you have to change your style of work.
Okay, Hindol Sengupta. So very, very corporate analogy being given there, and this was basically the CEO writing a fawning letter, letter to the chairman on his birthday.
There are misunderstandings at many levels, Padmaja. I think any way to try to analyze this in business terms is fundamentally flawed, for the simple reason that the RSS is really actually a parivar, in the sense that there is no exit in that sense from the RSS once you're part of the RSS, because it is a cultural thing that you imbibe in your life. Now, some people may like it, some people may not like it. That's a different story. But the RSS journey is a lifelong journey. And as far as politics is concerned, you have to understand, and people should understand, that every politician who emerges out of the RSS has or operates within the what I would call the umbrella, the ideological umbrella of the RSS. Now, that is not an ideological umbrella per se only of the RSS, but a larger, broader vision that is shared by many organizations, many bodies.
But why is the letter written?
Believe in this civilizational...
Why was the letter written today? How do you read this letter?
Well, the letter is very simple. The letter is essentially to convey that these are two very important people helming two different parts of this socio-political journey in our country. And I would actually see it as a letter of genuine affection of two people who've had a long journey together. By the way, similar letters were written, and I'm going to draw an analogy here, and if you will allow me 5 seconds. Similar letters of affection were written, for instance, between Patel and Nehru, who led a long journey together. And indeed, between Gandhi and Patel and Nehru, or between the trinity, so to speak, these are people who have spent a lifetime working with one another, a lifetime where they have really been their closest members, including perhaps even closer than their own family members. So I would see it as that. There could be obviously political readings of this, but I think there is more than politics here.
Ashutosh, in fact, since we're talking about affection, it starts off, the Prime Minister starts off by saying that I knew Mohanji's father, Madhukar Raoji, very well. And, starts off with that. So why is politics being read into it?
Two things. First of all, I think the tradition of letter writing has gone with the death of Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, because he used to write letters to